Well, what's the crisis?
I'll tell you when we get to the hotel. Minister settled in all right?
Yeah, the Grand.
And, McIntyre's here?
Mm-hmm. How's it going to feel, negotiating against your old boss at AWI?
I'm not worried. We hold all the aces.
How long since you were in Rome?
About 2 years, perhaps a little longer. To live here, I mean. Occasional weekends to see the children. Take my luggage back to the hotel, would you? I'll see you there at 5:30.
Right.
And check with the minister. Be sure he's settled in. And keep the press away.
Sure.
Darling, how you've grown. Is Mommy in?
Mum isn't here. She went out.
Oh. Didn't you get my cable?
I'll get my coat. What are we going to do?
What do you want to do?
I'm the children's nanny.
How do you do? I expected Mrs. Reynolds to be here. When do you expect her back?
She did not tell me. Will you take Judith out?
Yes, of course.
Would you prefer me to come with you? Mrs. Reynolds thought perhaps that it would...
Oh, no, Franca. I'll behave myself, I promise.
Well, I think if your mother thinks that...
Mummy thinks you'll get bored on your own with me all afternoon.
Well, I think it's a good idea if Franca does come with us.
I'll be back in a minute.
So lovely to see you, Daddy. It's been so long.
Lovely to see you, too.
Judith! calm down, please.
Come and get me.
Judith, would you please come down?
Come and get me.
Would you please come down? No, come on. The dryer comes.
Come up here, Franca. Come on, Franca. Daddy wants to see you fall in the water.
Now you're being silly, showing off in front of your father. You wouldn't disobey if your mother was here.
Do you think you could slow it down to a sprint so I could keep up with you?
I'm sorry.
You're very quiet tonight.
Am I?
Rather pleased looking with yourself. Something's happened.
Yes.
Something good?
Yes.
Well, do you think you could possibly let me in on a secret?
Well, I was thinking of something more convenient, like dinner with a couple of bottles.
A couple? Oh, something really happened. Well, forget the soft lights and sweet music. Just tell me.
I've taken a job.
You mean away from AWI?
Very far away, in Africa.
Africa?
Have to start straight away.
What about your contract with AWI?
Contracts are made to be broken.
Le dirò che sei stata molto cattiva.
Africa? Martin, the children and I have followed you around the world. All right, I'd accepted it. But now we're settled. And I won't uproot them again.
I have to go.
I can't do it. The children are home. Their friends, their schooling. Won't you understand? I cannot do it.
I must do it.
You really are going. And it doesn't matter. I tell you, I won't go with you. And you tell me. I can't believe you. You'll go without me. Leave me here.
You've been trying to get away from me for a long time. Now this is your big opportunity.
No, I haven't. How can you say that? Maybe you want to believe that, but it isn't true. Oh. It's not possible. Can't anyone see what's happening?
All right. In you get.
Come on.
Franca, that's for the
I
fare.
really don't need it.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
I had a lovely time.
So did I.
Will I see you tomorrow?
Of course, as long as I'm here.
How long?
Well, I don't know.
Sort of.
Well,
Judith, you haven't to make such a nuisance.
I tell you what, I'll phone you tomorrow.
Will you?
In you get. Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Don't forget!
No, I won't.
Any messages, we? Well, I'd almost given up hope. I'm late. I'm sorry.
Jane, darling, I'm sorry I'm late, but you know how the traffic is in New York.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Did we really invite all these dreadful people? I mean, do we even know them?
Well, I think I can just about barely recognize a couple of faces.
Well, I hope you have better luck with them than I've had so far.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late.
It's all right. If you'd had any sense, you'd have stayed at the office.
Well, you know, just the last second the telephone rang and
It doesn't
people...
matter, darling.
Well, it's just that I didn't want to be late and leave you stuck with all these,
It doesn't matter. Tell you what. They'll look happy, don't you think?
I should say so, yes.
Why don't we walk out? Run away. Do you think they'd miss us?
Not until the booze runs out, I fancy, and even perhaps not then. As a matter of fact, the way they look, I don't think they'd miss anyone or anything.
You know, I've been trying to think why we're giving this party.
Didn't you know? It's because two people like ourselves don't get married every day.
They don't?
No.
Well, it beats getting up and going home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why, hello, Gertrude. Lovely to meet you.
Congratulations, Martin.
Well, has the minister confirmed for dinner?
Yes. Can you now tell me what this is all about?
AWI's contract expires at the end of the year.
You mentioned that in your cable, but why meet in Rome?
Neutral ground.
And why has it all suddenly become so urgent?
Well, I finally persuaded the government to stand up to Angus McIntyre and take a strong line with his American worldwide investments.
How strong?
Well, unless they agree to our terms, we'll take over. Take over, lock, stock, and barrel.
Are the terms reasonable?
Well, I think they are. I hardly expect McIntyre to agree with me. Share my view. Here's the report. Have a look at it. Hello? Who? Tommy. Oh, Tommy. How lovely to hear you. Where are you? What?
Do you want me to?
Oh, yes, I'll come down. Now, wait for me, would you? Yes. Well, yes, I'm delighted to hear you, too. All right. I'll see you in a second.
That's your son? Where is he?
He's downstairs. Hardly expected.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
I should be past being surprised. When did you ever do anything but the unexpected? Anyway, welcome to Africa.
At least it's cool in here.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You pleased to see me?
Yes, of course I'm pleased.
You don't seem ecstatic.
I just thought we'd agreed that Africa wasn't a suitable place for you.
I can't bear it if you're going to lecture me.
Well, all right, no lectures, but it is 3,276 miles, you know.
I've wanted to see you.
I'm coming home in a couple of weeks.
Are you? Did you tell me? I don't remember.
Yes, I told you.
Martin? Pleased?
Yes. I'm pleased.
Look at me. I'm a mess. Do you have a bath or a shower I can use?
Both? Both? They're in there. Did you bring the children with you?
Yes, I'm crazy. No, not quite lunatic.
Who's looking after them?
But they can look after themselves better than I can. Somehow I thought, Africa, that you'd be living in something more ethnic. I mean, how do you know where you are? It's like living in some sort of jungle holiday, and would you believe Safari Hilton?
Who's looking after the happy home?
Well, I found a girl at last. Some, at least I can tolerate. I don't want to talk about the kids.
Trouble?
Despair. Trouble I can at least talk about.
Do you want to tell me about it?
No.
What do you want to, do?
Well, of course, if you have nothing better to do. Expecting company?
No.
That hurt my feelings just a bit.
Well, I was working in my secretary.
Yes, of course.
I wasn't thinking. It takes a little time.
It makes me
to
think
adjust.
that perhaps there's somebody else. That's why you don't
There's
want
no
to.
one else. There's no one else.
I'm glad.
I thought you never wanted to come here.
So I changed my mind.
If you cabled me, I'd met you at the airport.
It wouldn't have been a surprise.
Come and have a drink. I want you to meet him.
Oh, why don't you go on ahead? I mean, he's never met me, and he hasn't seen you for... Anyway, I ought to finish this and then get changed.
Well, we'll be in the lounge.
I'll find you.
You're looking well.
Not looking bad yourself.
You getting enough to eat?
Oh, I think so.
I know you chaps like to keep thin, but I've seen more fat on a lean steak.
Hey. Dad?
Yeah?
There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Oh?
Gina, this is my father. Dad, this is Gina.
Hello.
Hello.
She doesn't speak much English, and she's not about to try in front of you.
Oh?
She scares easily.
Well, if she's scared of me, she really does scare easily.
Oh, sure.
Dovresti comportarti meglio tuo padre, Tommy.
Questi sono affari miei, eh?
Regardless of what you think of me, Tommy, there's no need to treat... you know, I understand enough, regardless of how badly
It's
it's...
no business of hers how I speak to my father.
Scusa, signorina, il comportamento di mio figlio.
Don't apologize for me.
Apologize for your boring, bloody friends.
We invited them to spend Christmas with us.
You invited them. It was your idea.
Maybe.
Aren't you sure? Maybe I'm just saying that. Trying to make you lose your temper.
I'm not losing my temper.
I behaved pretty badly, right?
If I'm not angry, what possible point is there in trying to make me angry?
Well, you should be angry. If you'd walked out on me, left me to cope with more than a dozen guests, stayed in your room all day long, and then when they went home, came down calm as you please. Oh, I'd be so bloody angry.
Well, I'm not angry.
Well, I am. How does that grab you?
Why?
You tell me. Christmas. We'll have a party. Invite a few friends. Have some kids over. Why do we have a country house unless we entertain, remember? We'll have a lovely, old-fashioned English Christmas.
You wanted a party. I was perfectly happy to have a family Christmas, just you and me and the children. It was your idea.
At least you'll be here. I thought if we have a bunch of guests,
I am here.
we'll have something to talk about, making the arrangements.
I always come home for Christmas.
Just barely. Last night, Christmas Eve. Do you even remember getting home?
I've flown halfway around the world.
You're so good to me. know you're tired. I don't want to fight. I only want you to realize what you give us. What little. It isn't enough. If you want more in return, if you expect love, more than just a show of respect, with their father as my husband. If you want more, then I think we have at least the right to expect something more from you.
Well, what do you suggest? That we draw up some sort of social contract? I mean, expect what? Letters of intent? I mean, I expect this from you, ow! Why did we get into this?
I can imagine there are some kind of jobs that you would want to sacrifice your family for, your friends. But you can't pretend that working for AWI is being anything more than one sucker on one tentacle of some monstrous conglomerate. It's not the job you set out to do. Or if it is, you're not the man I thought. You're not the man I thought I married.
I'm the man I am. You seem to want to remember some fantasy figure. I'm the man I always have been. I don't have to justify myself.
I do remember. Isn't that what makes you angry? Am I the only one that remembers? You hate me, don't you?
Why don't we go to bed?
It's no fun behaving badly if you're not going to punish me.
Will you look in on the children, or shall I?
I didn't want to stay up there all day on my own.
Nobody asked you to stay up there.
Why didn't you make me come down?
Was that what I was supposed to do? I mean, what did you want?
Make me. Drive me, throw me down. Something you had to do. I made you look ridiculous. I humiliated you. They're your friends. Don't you care?
If it was a game, yes, I do care.
Well, yes, of course it was a game. Same kind of game you play. Pretending love. Pretending desire.
Well, don't play games with me. I warn you. Don't play games with me.
Who are you? You look at me as if I were a stranger. Someone you just barely recognize.
If I made you miserable, if I made you miserable, if it's my fault.
It is your fault. It is your fault.
Oh, my darling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is that someone you know?
Huh?
Looks like he wants to talk.
This is Donald Trenton. We work together. This is my son, Tommy, and this is his friend, Gina... Gina DeCio. DeCio.
Yeah, you've got to say one thing. Mother knows best. She told me first he won't be there. And if he is, up to his eyes in work.
Wrong, completely wrong. I'm completely free. I had the whole night off. Well, that's just as well. Talk to the devil. McIntyre. Well, well. Would you like to come by this evening for a drink? No, I don't think so.
Is that the McIntyre of AWI?
Yes. Remember him?
Dad, I thought you left AWI.
Yes, I have.
Well, what are you doing, talking to McIntyre?
Business. I don't want to discuss. I don't want to talk.
I want to know.
There's a telephone message for you, Mr. Ryan. Thank you. Well, I'll see you in a second. Wait for me. Now, please. Where is it?
Yes, Mr. Reynolds, cabin 2, please.
Thank you.
Yes. 1 moment, please.
Hello? Yes? Diana. How did you know I was here? Well, yes, it's nice to hear you, too. Tonight? No, I have a previous engagement. I'm sorry, it would have been fun. After dinner? Well, I don't know. Diana, yes, I'll try and see if I can. Forgive me, I have to rush. Bye-bye. Tommy. Tommy. Where are you going?
See you tomorrow, yes? We're going to have lunch.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Now, please, don't run away like this.
You're not going to make a deal. You can't. I mean, don't you know that? You worked for them like 20 years, and who's going to know better than you?
AWI has a massive investment in a backward...
The one good thing you did, you know, was getting out from under, leaving AWI.
Tommy, I don't think this is a place, and it's certainly not the time to discuss
it. Never is.
Please stay.
We thought, Gina and I, we're going to have dinner.
Got any money? Well, I haven't got much Italian money, but I've got dollars and good old-fashioned sterling. Which would you prefer?
It's all money.
Some of it is more eagerly acceptable than others. Will you ask Gina to come to lunch tomorrow?
I'll ask her.
I wish you would.
See you later, yeah?
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye. What did I say? I don't think I said anything. We should be on our way to the minister. No, I don't imagine you did. They just got up and left. Yes, I'm sorry. No, I mean, it was my fault, you know. This quarrel is not with you. Well, should we take a taxi or should we walk? You can walk. I'm taking a taxi.
Kaduna tells me we can expect to see McIntyre at the meetings with AWI.
Yes, he asked me around for a drink.
You didn't accept?
No, I was too busy. Anyway, I don't want to see McIntyre. There's no point in seeing him. We have nothing to say to each other.
I shouldn't like the meetings to begin in an atmosphere of hostility.
We're in an impregnable position, Minister.
Agreed. But no useful purpose can be served by antagonizing Mr. McIntyre from the outset. We must allow him to save a little face.
But we are going to hold fast to the line. I mean, you agreed on that.
Below the figures we've discussed, the continued presence of AWI in our country becomes merely a burden. I only say, Mr. given every chance to meet our terms.
But from our position of strength, we don't have to, Minister. I mean, what can they do? They can dismiss their personnel, send them home, but what are they going to do? Send in the U.S. Marines and dismantle the plant and take it home piece by piece? I mean, apart from anything else, the expense would be too extraordinary. I mean, what possible point could they have in doing that?
They can put it down as a tax loss anyway.
Agreed, absolutely. And we can run the money.
Nationalization is not the only answer for us. That too is our strength. And our exchequer can go on using the royalties without the added responsibility of running the plant. And we can use the AWI a little longer. Don't you agree, Kaduna?
No.
They use us. It is our country, our copper they rip from the land, or oil, or bauxite. We have given years of slavery, built their factories, worked their machines, and watched while the white man took away the profit. Fortunately, Kaduna, Martin will be conducting the negotiations and not you. How should we avoid the bloodbath once we turn you loose at the conference table? For right is not always a justification for violence, Caduna. Nor will justice always prevail. We must learn to be devious and play a white. Black as we are.
Don't underestimate Minister AWI's determination to stay on and improve their profit margin.
They'll respond to discussion more easily than they'll accept blackmail, moral or physical, any kind of pressure. There's no room for anger. Violent emotions are a luxury we can't afford dealing with the AWI. If you don't feel yourself capable, Martin, of approaching these discussions in a frank and open manner, then you should withdraw and let's act for ourselves. On our own behalf.
It's your prerogative, Minister. I'm happy to withdraw if you wish me to.
Oh, nonsense. What are we talking about? Why do we enter this ridiculous discussion? Martin, my friend, please excuse me. I have no cause to lose my temper. I must apologize.
It was my fault. I shouldn't have brought the conversation up. Wrong time, wrong place.
I never thought you'd hit me.
I never knew I could.
Times I've wanted to hit you.
That's another question. It's something different.
Wanting to. Yes. I never thought I would.
I'll never hit you again.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to see what
What
damage I'd done. See.
It's all right. Won't you?
You know, I felt when I was... I didn't know how I could control myself. I thought I might do you great hurt.
I know. I was frightened. I thought maybe you wouldn't... that I couldn't stop you. That you might... maybe kill.
Why don't we pack up and go away from all this? You know, find some sun, lie in the sun, swim. Do you think that's a good idea?
It doesn't help necessarily always going away.
Some super winter holiday.
What will you do next time you want to hit me? Don't go away. I'd rather be, you know, beat me black and blue, but please don't leave me.
Oh, Martin, how marvelous.
Diana.
Well, you look as though you haven't slept in a month.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, no, it suits you. Much better than your all-powerful, I don't need help from anyone act. I'm not so frightened of you.
I don't think you've ever been frightened of anybody in your life.
You might be very surprised. Did I tell you that Jane would be here?
You should know.
I thought you'd be longing to see her.
I think it's either funny, fair, nor particularly interesting.
Oh, dear. Tell me, Martin, are you really angry?
Oh, Jane.
Martin,
Surprise, surprise.
you can always rely on Diana. You know everybody here, don't you? I don't believe you know Turing.
No. How do you do?
Please, sit down. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just came in to say hello.
Please, you're not going to rush away, surely. I'd like to talk to you. You'll excuse me.
Of course, thank you.
We're supposed to be the cabaret. Do you think they'd like anger or affection? Which do you think they'd prefer?
Well, it relieves their monotony. You can't blame them, really.
Mm.
How are you?
Diana tells me you're terrible.
Oh, she should talk.
What do you think she's up to?
Having fun? Actually, I think you look marvelous. Considering you've spent the whole afternoon chasing around Rome with our youngest daughter.
Did Tommy tell you he came to see me?
No,
This afternoon at the hotel.
what did he want?
Why should he want anything?
How much did he ask for?
Well, he wanted to take his girlfriend to dinner.
Well, if you gave him more than 1,000 lira, you were robbed. He keeps that girl on crackers and mineral water.
Bene, Karen?
See,
If he wants to tell you anything, would you explain to him that I speak and understand the language?
Now, just because you're married to him doesn't mean you can have him all to yourself, not all the time.
All the time there is. I have to say goodnight. Shall I see you?
Depends on where.
One of the usual places?
Yes, perhaps.
Martin? Martin?
Martin, please. Please don't run away.
I won't hit you. I won't give you that satisfaction.
I don't want to be hit. Martin?
You know, if it weren't for Danny, I'd take down your pants and give you a good hiding.
Who's wearing pants?
Where is Danny?
Oh, didn't you know? We separated, following your example. And now we're getting a divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry.
May I come and see you?
You know where I am?
Tonight.
What should I answer to that?
Well, why on earth did you bother to come?
It was a mistake.
Jane. Oh, Jane, darling, you can't be going yet. It's so early.
Well, now that the excitement's over, I thought I'd be going home.
Martin, you will call.
I'm sorry. It's late. I have to go.
We can have dinner. The 4 of us.
Good night.
Shall I fetch your coat, my dear?
Yes, thank you.
like some coffee?
A
Brandy?
glass of wine, please.
Right. Bicchiere di vino per la signora ed un caffè, per favore.
One of the usual places.
Yes, I wasn't sure that you'd remember.
Well, I'm here.
How did you explain to, I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name.
I didn't. I don't have to. I asked Tori to take me home. Then I decided I'd come out for a walk. What did you say to Diana?
Nothing. What do you mean?
Don't tell me she let you go without making at least one improper suggestion. She's always fancied you.
You don't have to do this.
No, I'm sorry.
Very good. How's Peggy?
She's fine.
Can I see her tomorrow? Would she like tea with her father?
She doesn't want to see you. I'm sorry, but I think it's better that you should know.
Yes. Why?
She's angry.
Can I talk to her?
Write to her. She, doesn't want to see you. She can't cope. She doesn't have to.
No. Yes. Well, we always agreed that...
She will, in time, want to see you.
Poor baby.
It's nothing to do with me.
What?
It's nothing I've said.
No, of course not.
I want you to know.
Yes, I know. I know. I think they're trying to give us the impression that they want us to leave.
I want another drink.
I'll get you one at the hotel. Grazie. Now, where would you like to have your drink?
In the bar, I think.
Of course.
I thought Well, I feel a bit stupid when you got the key.
Reflex action. Get the key, check the messages.
You here alone?
No, of course. I travel with an enormous entourage. Of course I'm here alone. What do you mean? Good evening, Dino. 2 brandies, please. Thank you, Dino. AWI wants the minister for talks.
McIntyre?
He's in Rome. I suppose he'll lead the discussions.
Isn't that difficult for you?
No, why should it be difficult?
Well, dealing with McIntyre.
I was never that close to him.
Well, you worked for AWI better than half your life.
And I left them 2 years ago.
Sometimes I wonder.
Now, what do you want me to do? What do you expect me to do? Express my interest and then leave? I have no interest in AWI. I'm not concerned with the increase in their gross annual product. I deal with them because I have to deal with them. The mines, the plant, the ships belong to them. The country does not.
You mean you plan to liberate the mines, the plants, and the ships?
Yes, if we have to.
Are you serious?
The labor force is 95% native. The management is 100% foreign. We'd like to redress the balance in our favor.
Well, suppose AWI refuse and you take over.
Oh, it's hardly likely.
Yes, but if you do, can you run things day to day? I mean, isn't it a rather complicated process?
With time and training, we can run the thing.
What happens while they're training? Look, I don't want to sound negative.
Well, there'll be snags, but we have the men. They simply haven't had the opportunity. And as long as AWI retain control, they never will.
And you, the Africans, really want to take her?
It would be easier. Negotiations are never satisfactory. They'll come to some sort of compromise settlement, and there's no time for compromise.
It's time I went home. You look altogether too attractive.
Oh. Do you want another drink? All right, I'll take you one. Good night, Dina.
Good night, Mr. Reynolds.
I'm not saying that we can't. It's just that it's not a good idea. Not tonight. I'm thinking of me, not you.
Yes, of course, I think you're right.
Liar. It's a pity you have to make all your mistakes with someone you really care for.
There's no reason why it shouldn't work.
We should be together.
I always thought we would be.
And then one day, we weren't.
Yes. You know, I sometimes think perhaps I wasn't ready for you. That I should have had a couple of trial runs and worked out some of the problems.
I never knew we had any problems. You never told me.
No. Shall we have dinner tomorrow?
Why didn't you ask me tomorrow? Isn't it a pity that this is the first time you've ever really talked to me? I thought about killing myself.
Thought about it.
Yes, I know. People that think or talk about it never end up doing it somehow, do they?
That's been my experience.
And how much experience have you had with people trying to kill themselves?
Why did you think?
I just can't face it. I'm not clever enough to understand, accept living just from one day to the next. And the emptiness.
Your life. You think that your life...
Oh, I'm grateful. Yes, I know. And I know how lucky I am. And how stupid I am. You never stop telling me. I wish I'd never told you about killing myself.
Thinking about killing yourself.
You've got it all worked out, haven't you? Hysterical woman craves attention.
Did you ever really try?
If I cut my throat, will you pay attention? But if I did that, I'd be dead, wouldn't I? Why did we get married? No, seriously, why?
Well, we were in love, I thought.
More than just going to bed together? We could have gone on.
We still do.
Do you want to? Now? Do you?
Yes.
If we both want to. It was a long way to come to get together. We could have stayed home. Our own bed is much more comfortable.
I think it was a good idea, getting away.
Oh, sure, you always do.
Why do we go home?
Home? Did it inconvenience you, coming here to get me? Did you have to leave an important meeting?
Yes.
You'd rather be with me?
Much rather.
I was afraid. I was afraid that you wouldn't come to find me.
Per favore. Grazie. What a surprise.
I, for one, have never been so insulted.
Insulted? In what way?
I asked for your key, and they wouldn't let me have it.
Well, in future, I leave strict instructions that you should be given everything you want.
Oh, are you asking me to come and sit down?
Well, yes.
Here.
Oh, but you said I was to have anything I want.
Anything the hotel can provide.
Oh, hotels. You must have noticed there's a funny thing about hotels. You never get anything you really want. Oh, I hate this town. Danny used to drag me around. He used to say that working here was his big chance of becoming cultured. Yes, Danny, I used to say. No, Danny, that really is beautiful, Danny. One day on our 9th visit to the Sistine Chapel to look at those peeling paintings, I finally stood up and I said, if I have to see one more fresco, one more rude screen, one more bas-relief, I think I'm going to go stark raving mad.
No, thank you, Dino. Nothing. Good night. So, why don't you go back to the States? Why don't you go home?
Home? Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fort Worth, I didn't know. So what was Danny's reaction to your outburst?
Who? Oh, Danny. Well, he was sort of puzzled at first. Oh, he was extremely nice about it. He didn't drag me around with him anymore. But he started sneaking out alone without telling me. Sometimes it was girls. I expect that. But you know the way some people are secret drinkers. I'm afraid Danny was a secret culture freak. I can still see him sometimes in the distance, dragging up the steps of some chapel, asking intelligent questions of the guard. But what else is there in this town? Americans on a culture jag of the local smoothies. Did you see the Becky?
I saw him.
Of course, I don't blame her, I suppose. Jane, I mean. Only it is sort of letting the team down, you know. Oh, you did know?
Yes, I did know about.
Oh, Martin, why do you suppose I always behave like this?
Telephone for you, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you. I'll take it in my room. Alone, darling, if you don't mind.
All right. All right, I give up. You win. My guest might just possibly be wondering whatever became of me.
You mean they're still there?
Oh, in body, at the very least.
Night, Diana. Put your shoes on. No? Yes? Ah, hello, Jane. What are you doing? I was fast asleep. Come on, admit it. You wouldn't care if I had been. Well, perhaps we might find some means of occupying our wakeful hours. My concentration was, or lack of it rather, was always your besetting sin. Hello. You're bright and early.
There's been a hitch.
Yes?
The minister is ill.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Just got a message to say he can't meet with McIntyre today.
And the meeting's postponed?
No. He says you and McIntyre must go ahead without him.
Oh, he's no good without the minister. Get him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Give me the Grand Hotel, will you, please? He's arranged for you to meet at McIntyre's office at 9:30. It'll take us 15 minutes to get there. Yes. 580, please. Look, this is very urgent. I see. Hold on. He's not taking any calls until 11.
Try to do now.
Could you try 582, please?
McIntyre's going to love this. He's going to think we're frightened of him.
Yeah. I see. Thank you. Would you ask him to call Mr. Reynolds as soon as possible?
What time do you have?
9:20?
There's going to be a meeting. I'd rather not be late. Hello? Hello, Judith. Yes, darling. No, I'm delighted to hear you. Listen, sweetheart, I'm in a dreadful hurry. I'll talk to you later. Would you, if you see Tommy, would you ask him to call me? Here? Yes, thank you. There's a good girl. Bye-bye.
Well, it's like old times, Martin.
Not really. Not at all.
Well, I've read your proposals. They're okay, very interesting. Of course, your figure for a 25% increase on all the mineral royalties is a bit on the high side.
Go on.
Well, we quite appreciate that some increase in the royalty is probably in order, but my board wouldn't countenance anything much in excess of 8%.
Oh, come off it, Angus. Your board will countenance anything you tell them to countenance.
I wish it were true. No, Martin, it's an unrealistic figure. Do you know what a 25% increase would cost to AWI?
$63 million a year.
Right.
What was AWI's profits after taxation last year? Can you jog my memory?
And to think we taught you all you know.
Not quite all.
Martin, AWI is a worldwide enterprise, as I'm sure you haven't forgotten. Only a tiny proportion of our profits emanate from your country, your adopted country, I should say. Now, I might persuade my board to accept an upward trend, slightly in excess of the 8% I mentioned, but...
I don't think you appreciate the situation, Angus. The figure of 25% is not negotiable.
Oh, come on now.
No, it's not negotiable. Other minor clauses in the contract are open to discussion, of course, but the royalty figure, no.
Now, wait a minute. The other clauses don't mean a thing unless the royalty figure is right.
It's not my decision, Angus. My government has decided to take a strong line on this. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they didn't nationalize.
Martin, now, come on.
Nationalize your entire operation there.
Don't give me that. Who do you think you're talking to? If you think I'm going to sit back and let you and a bunch of amateurs dictate terms to me, boy, you are sadly mistaken. I won't stand for it. I won't have it.
Then I suggest you cut your losses and make the best deal that you can.
Look, they buy your advice, right? Well, advise them. Decently paid. They can't run the AWI plant by themselves, and you know it.
They can have a damn good try. Oh, and Angus, I suggest you make some contingency plans. Just in case you have to get your men out of there. Perhaps in a hurry.
Things going wrong.
Oh, far from it.
You don't want to talk about it?
Not particularly.
Something I'll understand when I'm all grown up.
Well, if you do, you can explain it to me. Where's your friend Gina?
Don't have to take her everywhere. What's all that about?
Well, I had the impression that I invited her.
No, I didn't. I'm not seeing her today.
She seems very fond of you.
If you want to see her, look, I'll give you a number.
You know, I don't like that. That was a joke. It wasn't a very good joke.
It isn't a joke. It doesn't make me laugh. It's about as funny as you telling me how to behave.
You talk to your mother like this?
You want to talk about my mother? While we're on the subject of women and how to treat them. That seemed like a good idea.
No?
If you want to see Gina, all right. If I don't want to see Gina, that's all right. You don't have anything to say.
Now, your mother will tell you that this kind of conversation always takes place at the wrong time. Either I'm too busy or I have to catch a plane. But today I have all the time in the world. I'd rather not spend it with you. Tommy. You seem determined to make me the villain. I don't care to be cast in that role. Thank you.
I trust you're feeling better, sir.
Oh, purely medicinal, you understand. Won't you join me?
No, thank you.
Well, I must say you put the fear of God into McIntyre.
Well, it seems to have gone as planned.
Oh, indeed. We get our terms.
Terms?
A 17.5% increase in the royalty figure.
No, sir, we don't have to do that. We don't have to accept that.
Well, do you really think there's an alternative, Martin?
Yes, sir, of course.
Nonetheless, I'm sorry to have to tell you, we have decided to grant AWI a further 7-year contract at a 17.5% increase in royalties. The government and I discussed it.
So you approached McIntyre?
Oh, he seems quite agreeable to our proposal now. Now that you have shown him the awful alternative.
So it was a bluff after all.
Not a bluff, Martin. A negotiation.
So you brought me to Rome merely to frighten McIntyre?
Oh, I knew he had a healthy respect for you.
You used me.
Why not? Surely you're not that naive, Martin. Your worth as an employee of my government is twofold. First, there is your undoubted knowledge and skill supporting your financial and technical advice.
Which you have totally ignored.
But equally important is your power in negotiation with your old employers, the AWI.
Which you have exploited for your own use.
Our prerogative. However, I do feel that your entirely praiseworthy stand against McIntyre will unfortunately make it difficult for you to continue to deal easily with the AWI in our country.
You want me to resign? That's easily solved. I'll offer my resignation.
I should be sorry to have to accept it.
I will resign. You know I will.
You and I have worked together long enough, Martin, for me to predict how you will respond to almost any given situation.
I see. Yes, I can see that my continuance in your service would be an embarrassment, especially as you've decided to make a deal to sell out.
Well, naturally, you must resign. It's to be expected. I suggest you make a peace with the AWI. They have a more unhealthy respect for you, my friend. Don't waste your time, Martin, trying to help an ungrateful people you will never understand, and who will never rise to the level of your furious ambition for them.
Well, when will I see you again?
I don't know.
Can I do anything?
No. Well, yes, you can answer the phone. I'm not talking to anybody.
Hello. Yes. Well, hang on. It's Kaduna. He says he must speak. Sorry, no. Shall I ring you? Yeah. Okay. You don't think this is all a bit bloody childish? Hmm? Slamming out in a rage. I mean, what does it achieve? What does anyone achieve by running away? Why not listen politely to anyone who wants to talk? Doesn't commit you to anything. I'll be in my room.
Please come in.
Oh, thank you. Mrs. Reynolds at home?
No.
Oh. When do you expect her back?
Mommy doesn't want to see you.
Peggy!
She doesn't want to see you.
Daddy!
Yes.
Go away. What are you doing here? I didn't know. You didn't say. Go away.
Sorry, Pet. I have to go away.
No. Don't go away. You've only just got here.
Leave us alone. Why can't you leave us alone?
Don't go away.
I'll come back very soon. I won't stay away very long.
All right. Why don't you?
Mr. Reynolds, perhaps. I'm sorry.
Yes, would you tell Mrs. Reynolds that I came?
I will. you leave us alone?
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Martin Reynolds, Mr. Martin Reynolds, passenger on flight number 346. Please go to the nearest information desk for transfer. Thank you.
I'm Martin Reynolds. Hello? Martin Reynolds.
Martin, what are you doing? Where to? Oh, Martin, this time you're not just running away from me, you're running away from your job, too. Well, it's about time you did. I want to talk to you. I'm entitled to. Here. Right now. Martin, I want to talk to you right now.
Viaggio adesso sulle aspettative, la immediata uscita a destra.